These are the most important wiring mistakes I keep seeing do-it-yourselfers make. Okay, the first problem with DIYers using electrical caps is they do it improper. So you take two solid wires in a box, you need to connect them together. They'll just do something like that and call it good. Well, in reality, you actually have a very loose connection and one might just pop right off. That's not a good enough twist. If you look at the manufacturer's requirements, they're showing you how you are to twist the wires and they're giving it an extreme twist here. DIYers are not doing that. So what you want to do when you have the same size wires going in, you want to give it a nice tight twist, and you actually want the wires to start twisting together just like you saw in that picture. Now when that's done and you feel it's as tight as you can go and the wires are starting to twist around one another, you know you have a good tight connection. The next thing is forgetting to pre-twist. So if you look at your wires and you want to guarantee that they're not just close together underneath that electrical cap, there is a little bit of metal in there. But if you're not sure if they're a nice tight connection, you actually can take any pliers and go ahead and give these wires a nice pre-twist. At the end though, you do need to give it a little bit of a snip. Otherwise the nut will not go on properly. They do have to be the exact same length. There you go. That's a nice tight connection. Now the next problem is sometimes homeowners or new DIYers will have too many wires going into one electrical cap. They won't know their size requirements. Say here you're trying to connect these two neutral wires and you get this little old electrical cap and you put it on. There's too many wires going into that cap and it's just going to fall off. If you look at your sizing requirements, all of your electrical wire connectors will have sizing. They will show you exactly the color coding chart, what color goes to what size wire. They'll give you a maximum and a minimum. So here we have 12 gauge wire. I put new home improvement videos up every week on my channel, guys. If you're getting value from this, please hit the like button. Consider giving me a comment down below. It really does push the video a little bit farther so more people see it. Now, the next problem homeowners and DIYers often face is when they're connecting a solid wire to a stranded wire. Look at this, a little stranded wire. This is the case when you have a light fixture or a ceiling fan. It's the most common first time electrical that most homeowners do. So when you're attempting to connect that ceiling fan, you don't want to treat that like a normal wire connection. What will happen if you just put them together and you just start screwing that on, it fell right off. I didn't even give it a tug yet. It fell right off, guys. We had a terrible connection. What happens is that electrical cap, because of the cone-shaped metal device in there, bites onto the stranded wire and it completely pushes your braided wire away and your light fixture or ceiling fan will not work. So this is the rule of thumb and this is best practice. It works every time. When you have a stranded wire to a solid wire on your fixtures, go ahead and pull up that stranded wire so it's longer than the solid wire. You want that a little bit taller. And then when you screw on your electrical nut, it will start winding it together. There you go. You got a good tight connection and that will last for years and years to come. Okay, the next tip is using the wrong connector. A lot of homeowners fail with these wire nuts, so why not upgrade to Wagos? This is a much better design for the new do-it-yourself or the new homeowner. These are fail-proof. It's called Wago, the lever nut wire connector. These are UL listed. They are sold at Menards, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Sometimes you do have to order them online, but I know that Menards carries them right on the shelf. So you literally have no learning curve. You just lift up these levers and you slide your wire straight in. And when you snap a lever shut, it is connected. And you can connect 2 wires at a time, 3 wires at a time, up to 5 wires at a time. They even have these cool inline connectors in case you need to extend a wire connection. I'll show all these links in the description below. So when connecting 2 different wires, you're literally just going to lift this up, slide your wires in. Now keep in mind, if they were twisted or bent, you don't want that. You do want them straight in. And when you snap that down, that's a good tight connection. You don't want excessive copper conductor showing. That can be a problem, so watch for that. In fact, if you look at the side of the device, they actually have what's called a strip gauge. They show you right there and they show you the strip gauge. So this one has a little bit too much copper exposed. We'll just give it a little snap, put it back in, and it is good to go. Now, the other problem I've seen with using the Wago lever nut connectors is when they're shoving these back into the box, sometimes it is literally so tight that these levers can be lifted accidentally back up and the wire can come loose. So one way to prevent that is you can hold the levers down as you're pushing it back into your boxes. Now, if you wanted to, for extra protection, you could literally take black electrical tape and just wrap it tightly to secure those levers so they'll never come loose again. But I tell you, this is an extremely tight connection. The next mistake is now if you've just removed an old broken outlet or light switch and you're left with these curled bent over conductors, you can't go to a easy push in or lever lock device like this. You do have to straighten those out. Now it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to straighten these out. You won't get them very nice. They'll still be a little bit like a curvy snake or an S shape. It is nice if you have enough length in the box or the switch box to cut that and to remove a little bit of sheathing so you have a nice straight wire. I'd say that's best practice if you can. Now, if you don't have the length in the box, you could straighten it as best you can, and you can use a Wago connector as an extender piece. Snap that on, and you're going to have a new wire here as an extender. So that'd be a great option. Don't forget that. You definitely want to purchase a couple of these or a set of these and have these in your toolbox for sure. Guys, there are many different kind of electrical connectors out there now. You have the traditional wire twist electrical nuts. You have these cool ideal push connectors. So these have no moving parts at all. They literally just have the wire pushed straight in, and these are kind of a one and done. You push them straight in, they lock right in, and they don't come out again. So that's an excellent do-it-yourself choice. And then of course, I think the best of the best is the Wago connectors, and I'll have the link in the description below if you're interested in those.
Hey, I hope that video gave you some good tips and tricks on doing better electrical work. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comment section and I will respond. I know you can do it yourself.